Today I stand before you to address a situation that is impacting businesses, workers, and families on both sides of the border. Over the past few weeks, we've seen increasing trade tensions between Canada and the United States, driven by the tariffs imposed by President Donald Trump on Canadian imports.
For weeks now, we've been faced with so much uncertainty coming from President Trump. Each day brings new tariff threats. Now, President Trump is threatening tariffs on steel and aluminum. He's pointing his finger at dairy and lumber, shifting timelines, different excuses, chaos and confusion. It's hurting workers, it's hurting businesses, it's hurting investments, and it's hurting families on both sides of the border. It needs to end. That's why I've been crystal clear. Until these tariffs are off the table, until the threat of tariffs is gone for good, Ontario will not relent. We will not back down. Pausing some tariffs, making last-minute exemptions, it won't cut it. We need to end the chaos once and for all. We need to sit down, work together, and land a fair deal. A deal that gives businesses the confidence to invest. A deal that gives workers the security they need and deserve. Until then, Ontario will keep up the fight. We will apply maximum pressure to maximize our leverage. That's why today we're moving forward with a 25% surcharge on electricity exports. For the 1.5 million American homes and businesses that Ontario powers, homes and businesses in Minnesota, Michigan, and New York. This surcharge will cost families and businesses in these states up to $400,000 each and every single day. On an average, this will add around $100 per month to the bills of hardworking Americans. Let me be clear. I will not hesitate to increase this charge. If necessary, if the United States escalates, I will not hesitate to shut the electricity off completely. Believe me when I say I do not want to do this. I feel terrible for the American people because it's not the American people who started this trade war. It's one person who's responsible. That's President Trump. I'd rather be working together. I want to sell the U.S. more energy, more electricity, more critical minerals. I want to make Canada and the United States the richest, most successful, safest, most secure two countries on the planet. But as Premier, my number one job is to protect the people of Ontario and in hand protect the people of Canada. I will do whatever it takes. I will fight like I've never fought before to protect Ontario.
Ontario is not just watching these developments, we are acting. In response to these tariffs, I have announced a 25% surcharge on electricity exports to the United States, targeting states that rely on Ontario's energy, Michigan, Minnesota, and New York. This measure affects over 1.5 million American homes and businesses, potentially increasing their electricity bills by around $100 per month. Let me be clear, this is not a step I take lightly. I do not want to hurt the American people. But we cannot and will not stand by while unfair trade practices harm our industries, our economy, and our workers. Ontario is taking action because these tariffs are creating uncertainty, discouraging investment, and threatening jobs. For too long, we have seen chaos and confusion, new tariffs one day, shifting timelines the next, finger-pointing at industries like steel, aluminum, dairy, and lumber. These constant threats make it impossible for businesses to plan, for workers to feel secure, and for trade relations to remain stable. This must end. Ontario is using its economic leverage not to escalate, but to send a clear message: we will defend our economy, our industries, and our people. If the U.S. continues down this path, I will not hesitate to increase the surcharge or, if necessary, shut off electricity exports completely. This is not just about Canada. It is about standing up to unfair trade practices that disrupt lives and economies. We are not alone in this fight. Other nations, including European countries and China, have also taken steps to push back against similar policies. I know that many Americans do not support these tariffs either. Governors, business leaders, and families are worried about the rising costs and instability. That's why I call on our American friends, leaders, and policymakers: let's sit down, talk, and negotiate a fair deal. A deal that brings back confidence, stability, and prosperity for both nations. I believe in a strong US-Canada partnership. I believe in growing our economies together. But I also believe in protecting Ontario and Canada's interests. I will not back down until these tariffs are completely off the table. The fight is not just about trade. It's about economic fairness, strategic strength, and standing firm in the face of challenges. Ontario is ready to do whatever it takes. We are prepared to protect our future. Thank you.